This is Laura DeFranco, holistic physical therapist and owner of Brave Healer Productions. I'm excited to bring you my new holistic healing series where you're going to learn from the experts what it means to live fiercely alive, mind, body, and soul. I invite you now to take a breath, relax, and feel the vibe of the words my guest has to share with you today. Welcome, you guys, to the Brave Healing Podcast. I'm Laura DeFranco, and the mission is to change the world one brave word at a time. You are watching one of the episodes in our Holistic Healthcare Secrets series. And what better guest to have for Holistic Healthcare Secrets than Julia Carmen. You guys, I'm really excited. Julia's been here before, and I'm so happy to have her back. Julia Carmen was born with a gift of a Curandera de Alma. I think I say that right now. I've practiced it many times. Seer of the soul. Her gift of being able to see a person's true soul self has guided clients to quiet themselves, to hear their own true divine soul self. You guys, Julia has been working in the field of mental health, and I'm going to read you this next paragraph that she sent me, and I really want you to hear this. It's interesting that I'm going to add this to her bio, but Julia's experience and guidance may be useful to those facing challenges in the realm of mental health. She's not a physician, nor should her guidance be taken in contrast to or instead of professional medical advice. However, this is the part that I am interested in. For those seeking soul guidance, Julia may be able to help quiet anxiety and create a better understanding of the context of certain struggles to help support mental wellness. You know what, Julia? Thank you for that. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Laura, for having me again. I really appreciate this time to talk story with you about this.
So, as I mentioned before, you've been on my show a couple of times, and I absolutely love talking with you. You are an amazing, stellar human being with huge gifts that you're sharing with the world. I know in the past you've talked about walking in two worlds at once. Can you start today by telling us what that means a little bit?
Sure. Well, it kind of sounds like you have to that statement itself sounds like you presuppose that not everybody walks both worlds at the same time. But the interesting thing about this is that we all walk, how many of us, 9 billion or 8 billion people, walk both worlds at the same time, all the time. Some of us are conscious of it and some of us are not, yeah? But we're doing it anyways, yeah? So that's what that statement means. So it's, even in the human realm of being, I'm a human, it's a very challenging time, especially right now. But just prior to all this that's been going on, it's a challenge to be a human. And then some of us are very sensitive. Some people are very sensitive to that non-physical realm of being. And they're like, what's wrong with me? I feel everything. And that's what I mean about walking in both worlds at the same time. It's finding that balance, the grounding, the grounding and the boundaries. Yeah. Because we are all one. And then some of us feel that more than others. And some people don't even feel that. They're pretty much in their head. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really good to have an understanding of it because it's the awareness that helps you move forward with maybe seeking tools to help.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
Have you had to use a lot of tools personally to survive being somebody who is in both worlds all the time, getting all of that, I don't know, input constantly? When I think about people who have this true gift and have connected with it completely, I also feel like you must be overwhelmed all the time.
Well, yes, yeah, totally. I was born this way, so I didn't have a point of reference. I mean by that is I just saw everything. I didn't think, as a little girl, I just kind of went, oh, okay, I don't have a point of reference. I didn't know other people could see the all, that they were not able to. So as time went on, as children, if any of you have children, you kind of look around and kind of, oh my goodness, they're not seeing what I'm seeing. So then you learn how to adjust, right? But I've never not been without the walk in the non-physical realm. Yeah, it's the physical realm that was very challenging, is what you're sharing. And being a human and being sensitive, if you don't have a guidance, if you don't have parents that are real supportive or someone supportive, then you really feel that you're not all there. Yeah, you feel that there's some kind of mental health problem with you. Yeah, and so my journey took a long time for me to kind of go, oh, wow. Yeah, I did seek professional help because I thought something was wrong with me. And I was very fortunate that I found people in my life, humans, to guide me. But Laura, my non-physical people, and I call them my peeps, but they're guides and angels, you name it, they're ancestors, so on. And they pretty much guided me to each therapist. They said, okay, pick her or pick him or go to this group or go to that group. And I went, oh, okay. And it was always a good pick, good, bad, or indifferent. So it helped me be a human because I didn't have the support of my parents, so or somebody else to help me move through this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand.
What did you want to teach us about the knowing within today?
You know, Laura, let me use you as an example. How long, is that okay? I just kind of, you're kind of in front of me. So
I would be honored.
Okay, no, but we've known each other, for 3 or 4 years? Something like that, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I've watched you now tap into everybody at all. And I didn't tap into you when we were doing our work a year or so back. But I just watched you because everybody has a frequency. Okay, let me just pull back a little bit. So humans all have a sound. All humans have a sound. And then each group of people have a certain frequency or vibration. So vibration or low vibration, it's my peeps, my ancestors taught me that it's a frequency. So it could be a dense frequency, no judgment, a medium, or when I hang out, it's listening to the bird, like, oh, that sounds really cool, or whoa, that's pretty loud. Yeah, no judgment. I don't know if that makes sense. I just kind of listen to the, and I, oh, okay. So when I went, oh my gosh, this guy. I even told a friend, I said, by Jan, lucky if we could get an appointment with her. And she goes,
let me stop you, Julia, because you're breaking up again. We're having some tough times with the internet today, you guys. We've got this hurricane coming up the East Coast, and I don't know if it's my connection or Julia's connection today. You know, we try to hang in there with these podcasts over Zoom, right? I'm going to back you up and just, I want to summarize something you said about vibration real quick in case the viewers missed it. I heard you say that there's no judgment of low, medium, or high here. It's like going outside and listening to the birds. One bird has one sound, another bird has another sound, and you like all the sounds, right? And you need all the sounds, right? Am I getting that part right?
Yes.
Okay, and then what I didn't hear is what you were saying about your friend.
If anybody heard this, when I met you, it's like listening to music, right? So when I met you, your vibration, your frequency was that, without tapping into any more, just listening to your frequency, I said, oh man, this chick's gonna go places. I mean, like in such and such year, I can't remember what year it was, I said, we're not going to be able to get an appointment with her. She's going to be so booked. And she's taking on. So it's been kind of fun watching you. Like I'm on your Facebook thing and, oh, she got another book out, or she got another book out. And I mean, it's just kind of fun to watch that line of frequency and vibration. Yeah. So I just wanted to use you as an example so that you kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I didn't say anything to you because you didn't ask, and we weren't, and you didn't come to me and ask me that question. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was there as a student learning how to get my book together.
Yes.
And that's about boundaries.
I was just going to say, you're very,
Mm-hmm.
very good. And I would imagine sensitive souls really need to be good at the boundary setting so
Mm-hmm.
that they can protect their own energy.
Yeah. I use nothing wrong with saying protection, but a long time ago, I kind of, when I was able to get the words behind it, the word protection presupposes something's going to come get us, right?
It does. I don't like that word very much.
Well,
I've never wanted to have to
yeah,
protect myself.
exactly. So I
Yeah.
use insurance. I when I work
Oh,
with my
I like that.
students, right? Yeah, I said,
Yeah.
so get your own insurance. Figure out what the insurance is,
I like that a lot.
and then you might need to get a writer on it someday or whatever, and take it to the underwriter, and your peeps will say, yeah, you need this. No, you don't, because we all have insurance, and we hope we never have to use it.
Right.
But if we do, it's there.
It's there. I like that a lot. That's a great way to think about that. And words do matter, and words have vibration too, right?
Oh, everything has vibration. Everything. Which right on, Laura. I have a thing that I do on archetypes, and one of them is called the sensitives. And a lot of the children, 12, 13, maybe more years, are super, super sensitive. So we call them the sensitives. And when I work with them, I teach the kids, not teach, that's not the right word. I invite them to see that it's okay to be sensitive. And then I talk story, we work together, and I share with them how to ground themselves, how to, put that insurance around them. And each person comes up with very many different kinds of ways of finding that. Yeah. Because right now, Laura, I think I know the reason why everything seems kind of discombobulated, not only because of the pandemic, is that things are changing and moving moment to moment. So there are no absolutes. Yeah.
Right.
So some of my students will come and say, blah, 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 like blah, 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 da, da, da. And I go, no. And I go, what do you mean, no? I said, well, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, because I don't do that. I said, but you're taking something that has been constructed, in some kind of a construct, like ABC, and there is none anymore. That's why, especially sensitives are, that's a true archetype, by the way, are having a rough time right now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Because
to say the least.
they're trying to grab onto stuff, and there's nothing to grab onto.
And what was there in small amounts is now no longer there. Yes, oh my goodness, there are so many ways I want to go with this conversation that I know will help people. What you help people with mental illness in a very unique way. You've started to talk about it with the way that you invite kids into that world of yours. Talk to me about how you see mental illness, really what the real issue is here. Is it beyond just uber sensitive? What else is it?
Great question, Laura. That's why I like you're a great interviewer. Well, check this out, Miha. We talk about mental health and when I work with persons, kids or whatever, and again, all these kids that are coming in, they have never been here in human form before. They're angels that just kind of, so they don't have any past lives or anything. So a lot of us, including myself, I've had past lives so that I can get some memory from it, right? But these kids are like, what the hell? Yeah. So if someone like me, because I've worked with kids before they hit puberty, if I can work with them and share with them what is fantasy, because there's fantasy, there's You know, I love superheroes. I love to go see people go, I said, sure. I was born in the 50s, 60s, you know, like, you know, Superman. That's not real. Okay. But
Yeah.
these kids can see. They can see things that most people can't. Yeah.
That feel like superpowers. That feels like a superpower.
Exactly. So
Yes.
if I could, so what I, you know, invite them to do is to, and my granddaughter's working with me now, she's 22. And what we invite the kids to do is we have them do different exercises, like what's the difference between a dream and a vision? And then because we have a body, I ask them, where did you feel it in your body? Because each person's different. Remember, there's no book on this, you know? So,
right.
So the kids will say, well, I feel it in my heart really hard. And I go, okay. And then I'll tap into them and see what their frequency is, because then that's kind of my thing. I'll tap in. I said, that is a vision, mijo or mija, you know? Or they'll go, oh, this hurt. And I go, that, you know, I don't know, I'm making that up. But, you know, then I'll say, well, that's make-believe. Because you never want the children to give up that. What happens when we go through puberty, and it happens to everyone, if there's not kind of a little bit of a support from a parent or someone or some kind of guidance, part of the brain shuts down, which is reason. So, and I have bazillion grandchildren, 20 something, I don't know, 25 grandchildren. And I raised 5 they're all adult children. And I've seen people go through puberty and I'm going, oh, yeah. So that part totally shuts down. So everything, boys are impulsive, girls are crying all the time. And they're like, Julia, what do I do with all this? Is this real? If someone shared with them who they be, who they be, prior to that, then it'll make it easier. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
The challenging part, Laura, which I've seen over and over again, and that is sometimes I'll get persons that are in their, I'd say 19, 20, 21, and they'll get referred to me. I've actually had friends refer me. They're young adults, and they've already gone over to, you know, they don't have any time or space of, you know, they've been diagnosed schizophrenic, bipolar, all that. And they'll say, can you do something? I said, oh, no. You know, because I could tell by the frequency when they've gone through that door. Because then now, Laura, check this out. Now they don't know what's fantasy and what's real. So then things are, it's really sad, because I've seen it my own family. I'm going, oh my God. And they'll go, yeah.
So it's important to have someone in your life, if it's not your parents, at least somebody in your life to give just a little guidance at that stage and really have those open conversations about what that kid is feeling. And, you know, it's interesting. I know we've talked about this before, and what was coming up in me was, oh, you're connecting them with their intuition, but actually you have another way of talking about this, right? Yeah, go for it.
Well, it's not, intuition is great. It's a good, I call it spirit. Okay, so you have this beautiful mind, Laura. Oh my gosh, I'm talking to you, Mija. You have this beautiful mind and this big, huge heart. You just let everybody in. That's really, and those are beautiful things, human things, and we need to have those. And then there's spirit. People kind of talk about, what's the difference between spirit and soul? Spirit is, you could maybe call it intuition. We'll say, hey, Laura, hey, girl, over here. Hey, you badass, come over here. And what that is doing is directing you to your alma, your soul self. Okay, so your soul self, those of you that are listening, your soul self has all the information from the beginning of time to the end of time, which there is none. We made up time. It's a construct. It's not real. Yeah. So time is time, right? But I'm just using those words. So why don't we want to hang out there? Well, because we're humans. We have, some of us have had trauma. Some of us have been hurt, our hearts, yeah. And those things need to be healed in whatever which way they need to be, yeah. But your soul self will share with you. So your intuition is great. that's to help you get quiet to hear your alma, to really hear it. And then that's where you go.
Okay, I'm pausing you. This is where, and it's, I'm actually chuckling inside because the voice is like, you asked her this already and you still don't get it, do you? Not like, I gotta ask it again. I mean, it took me a long time to, as an adult, we're not even talking as a kid, but a long time into my adulthood to have somebody help me with first how to follow that feeling, right? So, okay, and I totally get, you know, come here and look at this, come here and look at this. I'm following that intuitional nudge, but that is for the purpose of listening to my alma, right?
Exactly. Yeah, Mija,
Okay.
and I was born this way. I still,
Okay.
I mean, I still, I'm working on it, but here I'm 67 years old and I'm still working. Human minds and our heart have a point of reference. The alma has no point of reference. Cannot. It just is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is. It's not. It doesn't have judgment, but our brain does and our heart does.
Right.
Yeah. So don't be. You know, like that's the other piece about mental health. When I work with people, including myself, if I wake up, because I've been getting a lot of anxiety lately because I'm sensitive, you know, and I'll go, oh, good Lord, what the hell is that? And I go, oh, yeah, I'm freaking out this morning. You know, so then that's what we call self-soothing. Yeah. So I go, okay, what do you need, sweetie? And I get quiet and I'm like, okay. Then I do what I need to do. I don't know if that answered your question, but it's.
Well, that's important for everyone to hear right now. It's funny, you know, I have planned different things that I want to ask you, and you're very, very wonderfully moving from my one topic to the next topic in such an incredible flow. So why did I think that would go any other way? But the question for you was, you know, what is the most important thing for our viewers to understand about their self-care practice right now? And that is what you're talking about. And you have to quiet down in those moments of deeper, more intense anxiety to even hear what your own soul needs.
Exactly.
Right.
Right on, Laura. Let me see. Because that's so personal. Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I like your book, because you can look in your book and maybe, I don't know how many authors you have, but you know, like, I don't know, 20, 30 or whatever. Maybe 19 of them are not going to hit it, but maybe that 20th one will.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's, let me see. I'm trying to, that I was talking to my sister. I hope she doesn't mind. I have 6 female sisters and 3 brothers. One passed. Wow. Anyway, I was talking to my sister. She's bipolar. And one day she was like, oh, I'm working on my meds today, blah, 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 you know, this week. And yeah, she's pretty open about it. And then she said something, and it's something I've been, you know, kind of like talking story with her. She says, you know, what's this? And I go, what? She goes, sometimes I have thoughts. And I go, yeah. She goes, they're not real. And then I believe them.
I think a lot of us do that.
she's like, Jules, mad at me? Did I say something wrong? Were my meds off? Because you know, when I'm not on my meds, I have no filters. And I just say things, sis. And I go, yeah. I said, sis, you know what? What you can do, this is what I've been doing, folks, is that's fake news. I call it fake neuz. When something comes in and frightens me,
yeah,
I go, fake news, fake news.
I love that.
Because, you know, like, and then I'll go, I need more information before I, you know, go there. Yeah. So what I'm sharing with you is the before. Those that have had deep depression, which I've had in the past. Yeah. Anyways, the rabbit hole, And those that know what I'm talking about, when you go down that rabbit hole, nothing like this helps actually. You know, so that's where you pick up the phone and dial, you know, the suicide hotline, those kinds of things. That, because when we're in that state, because I was talking to my sister about that, and I said, sis, you know the rabbit hole? And she goes, yeah, I know the rabbit hole. And I said, we don't, she goes, that's why I stay on my meds. And she does. She's medication worked for her. Medication, I tried it when I was younger, did not for me. Yeah. I was fortunate and lucky to find humans that shared with me, you're a seer. In my young days, you know, early, you're a seer, you need to be comfortable with that. And I go, now help me be comfortable with that. Yeah.
So, very fortunate. I think that you were, yeah, you were helped along that journey very early.
Definitely. So I don't want people to kind of go, oh, I just need to find somebody like Julie, then I'll be okay. And it's understanding what's fake news. And our alma does not terrify us. Our alma doesn't bring in fear and all of us.
You're breaking up a little bit again, and so I'm going to pause because you probably just said the most important thing of our whole little interview here. Your alma does not terrify us. Our alma isn't going to bring up things that put us in that kind of feel. And what a beautiful thing to remind everybody of. And that's how immediately we could do the call out, fake news. I love that. I'm totally using that.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You know, because as soon as that kind of feeling comes in, I'm assuming you'll tell us we can trust that.
Yes. Yes, you could try. My alma, my soul self of being has never steered me wrong, ever. Have I always followed it in my younger days? No.
All right.
I think I shared this with you, the thing where people say, I think it's cool to follow your heart, but I don't think sometimes it's cool to follow it all the time. And I married my ex-husband 3 times. The first time I was told, you're going to marry him. But the next 2 times, and I said, marry him again. I said, you bet. I go, watch me. Very horrible time that I have with him. And that was my heart. I don't know what else to say. So I don't think the heart's all that. I think it's great, but yeah. So, and I have my peeps around me 24/7. So, I mean, we have free will, Laura.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Julia, tell everybody a little bit about what you have going on right now. And let's not forget to shout out your website. I've got it here somewhere. The school, is it The School Without Walls?
Yes. Okay. The School Without Walls. I always have to look.
Net.
.com.
.com. See what we do?
Is it? Oh, is that? No, it's .net. I have to look at my card.
Okay.
Well,
listen, you guys, don't worry, because I'm going to hook you up in those show notes below this little video. So, and I promise you we'll get it right. But just spend a minute telling everyone, you know, what you're up to and anything you have going on in terms of, you know, your sessions, your programs, all that good stuff.
Well, good question, Laura. Not much right now. I'm kind of hanging, yeah. But we do have the Dragonfly Circle. These are channeled messages. Right now, it's a little membership free for 1 month.
Oh,
they're really cool. They're literally channeled, each one. I have 2 of them. I have 52 of them, but I have 2 of them I channeled. So these 2 that are coming out in August, they're going to pertain to the month of August. Yeah. So
nice.
They're not going to make sense next month. I mean, maybe they will. So that's what we have going on. And we're getting together some live, on-tape live webinars for archetypes and things like that. I think that would be really cool for people to kind of find out who there are, you know, what's their archetype. It's always, there are no absolutes again, but at least it kind of, yeah. And yeah, go on the website, you'll see what's going on. I don't want to say not much, but we're kind of reorganizing right now. And
it's a good time to reorganize. And I love Dragonfly Circle. That's beautiful. I'll hook you guys up with the website in the show notes, and you can explore Julia's different offerings. Julia, thank you so much for being here again, for doing what you do in the world, and just for sharing it with us today.
Thank you for having me on again, Laura. I really appreciate it.
You guys, I'm always really doing this kind of thing with a mission to bring people in that you can just soak up the high vibes from, expert healers who are really here to make a difference. And Julia is one of those people. I'm hoping you enjoyed the show. Please go explore her in her website. And hey, if you happen to be a holistic practitioner with a message to share, please head down into those show notes, because I'm going to have a couple things there for you. We've got submissions information for our next ultimate guide to self-healing project. And maybe you're a great fit for the show. So I've got an application there for you to apply. Would love to say, hey, have you on, and share your message. And lastly, everybody, remember, your words will change the world if you're brave enough to share them. Thanks everyone for being here. See you next time, Julia.
Bye.